Hi, Hippy Trev here, and welcome to my channel. Hope you get something out of it. Hey guys, Hippy Trev here. So, just want to do a quick story on this bus. So, as you can see, she looks pretty rough and rugged. So I bought this and literally drove it off the top of the snowy mountains with no brakes at all, just a handbrake and a crash gearbox, old 4-speed crash gearbox. Had a 308 hole in it. But I drove her off the top of the snowies, all the way to home, down to Sale, where I set about getting it ready to put it on the road. And I'll just go through a few photos and show you how it looks. Okay, so what I did is I wheeled her into the backyard, stripped the bumper off, and as you can see, masked her up, and with a few cans of good old Solar Guard, an air compressor and a spray pot, I gave her a full-on paint job, and this is how she looked at the end of the paint job. Turned out pretty good, I reckon. So after that, I chucked in some carpet and pretty much moved into the bus straight away, and did what I did, and basically just loaded up the bus, trailer, bike, all my belongings, and basically took off to Melbourne, and ended up at Monbulk. So I drove all the way up to Monbulk, still no brakes at all, just running on crash gearbox and handbrake. So from there, I was staying with my friend Sue's, where one of her friends came around, a real artist who I nicknamed the Chrissy Bomb, and because she just go off. But anyway, she's the one that hand painted the whole roof of the bus and the cupboards and everything. And as you can see, the job just turned out absolutely fantastic. I used to love living under that roof. It was just spectacular. So yeah, this was all hand painted by the Chrissy Bomb. After that, I ended up in Mount Evelyn for about 3 or 4 months, and the bus was literally parked on the side of a hill. I thought it was just going about to roll down the hill. So after about 3 months there, I packed up and headed back to Sale and said goodbye to the Chrissy Bomb. Once I got back down to Sale, I repaired all the brakes. Actually, I got new slave cylinders and repaired all 4 brakes and got them operational. Found some beautiful purple carpet, stripped out the cab, recarpeted all that, recarpeted the floors in the living area, some plush new curtains for the bus, and also bought my very first solar panels. Now that's only a 80-watt solar panel, and that set me back $700. But that was my start of trying to be living on solar powers. After that, I packed up bus again and took off to Hepburn Springs, where I camped in my best friend's backyard, Bernie's, where I decided I needed some storage. So basically, I took to the bus with an angle grinder and ripped out the fuel tank and added storage bins. And yeah, that certainly helped a lot. So after that, I ended up hooking up with a friend of mine, Anna, and we decided we'd go off on a bit of an adventure. So she came up and we jumped in the bus and we took off. So we ended up at my mate's place at Midiamo there for a few days and realised I was slightly overloaded. So we offloaded a little bit of gear here and there and yeah, decided we'd head off on an adventure. And at first night we ended up on the Murray River. And we were just so treed in, we shouldn't have even been there. It was literally 4-wheel drive country. So we spent 2 nights there, and then from there we took off, headed north to Broken Hill. So anyway, we did spend a night at Broken Hill out of town, and then we took off, and then somewhere between Broken Hill and I can't remember the next place. It's a few fair away. We ended up in a place called O'Larry, which was a ghost town, and there was just all these empty houses and no one lived. I think there was one guy living in the whole town. There was no mains power, but he had the only generator. So yeah, that was a strange little place. So we had Rightio, so we leave Lowry and we go over the Flinders Ranges and down, turn head towards Port Augusta, and from Port Augusta we start heading north, and we end up in this truck stop just south of Cooper Pedy in the middle of nowhere, but it was the best sunset I've ever seen in my life. And moving further north, my poor old trailer ends up with a flat tyre in Marla, so we ended up spending a couple of nights in Marla, and I did actually end up spending my birthday in Marla, and thank you to Anna for my lovely bottle of Southern Comfort. So after that, Cooper Pedy and so forth, we kept going north, end up camping up at Curtin Springs, where you can see that emu that was walking around. And we finally made it to Ayers Rock. You weren't allowed to stay the night there. It was bloody expensive to get in, and they kicked everyone out of the park at around 6 o'clock of a night time. But at the end of the day, with a blown radiator, pouring pepper in it all the way just to keep it sealed up, Anna and I, and me poor old bus, we actually made it all the way to Ayers Rock.